We're going over what has to be the most versatile sauce béarnaise. From vegetables to meat, this sauce works with it all. At the end, I'll show you how to easily turn this sauce into the ultimate steak sauce chiron. The recipes and tools I used are linked in the description. So one thing that's really important about using herbs is keeping them as fresh as possible. One way that I like to do that is by wrapping them in a damp paper towel and then wrapping that in some plastic wrap. You can also wrap them in a paper towel and then put them in a plastic bag, but we want to be able to keep as much moisture in there as possible. Tarragon's almost a week old and it still looks almost as good as the day I got it. Right when I got in Tarragon, I'll pick the nice fine herbs. These are going to be a lot more tender, going to be the best used inside the sauce. But these thicker pieces with the big stalk, the big leaves, these are good for infusing. One way that we can add a lot of flavor into our sauce is by taking white wine vinegar and infusing it with tarragon. So we're going to take the vinegar in this bottle, dump everything in here. I'm gonna put this on the back burner, nice and low heat. We want to bring this to just under a simmer. This tarragon right here is huge, so it wouldn't be great for using in the sauce. But we're gonna use 10 grams of tarragon. Make sure that you remove any dead pieces if you have them. You can break this up a little bit if you want, kind of bruise it. It releases the flavor faster. And there's a lot of flavor inside the tarragon stems. So this is a great way to utilize them. So this is just under a simmer. It's very important not to boil acid because it's going to cook out the acidity. If you're feeling brave, you can pour it straight in here, or you can also use a funnel. So this is really important. This vinegar is warm. We put a cap on it right now. Bacteria can grow in there. I'm going to leave the cap off till it comes to room temp, and it's going to sit like this for at least 3 days. At that point, it's about 80% of the flavors there, but after a week, it'll be full flavored like this one. Smells amazing. It's gonna add a ton of tarragon flavor to the background of the sauce, which is really gonna be the foundation of this. To get the most flavor into the sauce as possible, we're gonna create a reduction. Right here we have 40 milliliters of our tarragon vinegar, 40 milliliters of white wine, 20 grams of thinly sliced shallot, 5 grams of tarragon with the stems. I like to break them up into little pieces. And the last thing you want is to add in some black pepper. So a lot of recipes will call for crushing peppers with a pan to get a nice coarse pepper. But I find if you open up the pepper grinder all the way and then you just kind of crack some in there, you'll get some nice big chunks in there. Now we're just gonna bring this up to a simmer. We're gonna cook this nice and low for about 10 to 15 minutes. We're looking for 2/3 remaining, so about 25 milliliters liquid left at the end. It should be just below the line of the shallots. This has probably gone a little bit further than I would have wanted. If you tilt it, you kind of see how much you have. Then strain it over a bowl. Squeeze out as much flavor as you can. I'll just let this sit for a little bit and let everything else drip out of there. One of the most important things with this sauce is adding in tarragon at the end. We want to make sure that we keep the color nice and bright. The tarragon is not bruised. It looks beautiful in the sauce. The way that we do that is first we want to use the nicest tarragon that we have, picking off just the nicest leaves. We don't want any big scraggly leaves. This is not going to eat as well as something that's nice and thin like this. So you actually don't need a ton of tarragon for the sauce. We have tons of tarragon flavor throughout the sauce, so you only need about 2 grams. One important thing is having a nice sharp knife. A company I've been following for a while is New West Knife Works. I was lucky enough that they reached out to me, wanted to send me this knife. I've absolutely loved it. I love how thin it is behind the blade. I love the handle. Not only the colors are beautiful, but the shape. It fits in my nice beefy hands. One thing that I'm always looking for in a good knife is fit and finish. And these rivets are nice and flush. The handle feels nice and smooth. If you're looking to level up your knives, I have a link for them in my description. They're giving you 10% off. It's really important that we get everything nice and straight. We don't want to rock through the herbs. That's gonna bruise them. So we want nice sharp knife. We want single cut through, cutting as fine as possible. It's easy to cut herbs nice and fine when you have a good quality knife. So we'll put these off to the side. It's really important for the herbs that they don't see heat for very long because that will turn them brown. We also don't want to cut them too far ahead of time. They're losing fragrance. They smell amazing. You want it ready, so once the sauce is ready, you can add this in. Since I've had this knife, been very happy using it. I love that it's made in America. If you want to pick up a knife of your own, I have a link in the description and you get 10% off. In order to make béarnaise, we first want to make what's called a sabayon. So this is a cooked egg mixture. It's gonna give the sauce really good texture and it's gonna help us incorporate in the butter. Right here, I just have a pot of water, a bowl. We want to make sure that we are keeping this bowl cool enough to touch. So the first thing we want to add in is 3 egg yolks. The ratio that I do is 1 egg yolk holds 2 to 3 ounces of clarified butter. If you are using grams, that's about 55 to 85 grams per egg yolk. So add in our eggs, mix them up, and instead of adding in something like water, we're going to add in our reduction. Now, cooking this is going to take about 2 to 3 minutes. We want to continue to whisk it, continue to check the temperature, make sure it's not getting too hot. So right now I have the heat off. It's just staying warm from the steam underneath. The way to know that it's ready, you can actually part it and it's going to slowly form back in. So the butter that we're using, clarified butter, where I left in the butter solid, so only cooked off the water. I go over how to make this and why I use this method in the hollandaise video. I'll have that linked at the end of the video. But in essence, clarified butter without removing the butter solids. So this is warm. This is warm. Really important that we're keeping warm things together because this sauce can snap if it gets too hot or if it gets too cold. Part of the benefit of doing it over a water bath, that's gonna help keep it warm while we're whisking. So you wanna start nice and slow in the beginning, and as we start incorporating more and more butter, you can speed up a little bit. For every egg yolk, we're doing 2 to 3 ounces of clarified butter. So that's about 55 to 85 grams. As you can see, this is very thick right now. If we continue to add in clarified butter, this is going to snap. We have a little bit of the reduction left right here. Now it's also important that you kind of are tasting this along the way. If the reduction flavor is where you want it, then just add in a little bit of warm water. So the flavor is still, it's good. It's not quite there yet. So we're gonna add in the rest of this reduction. We have a lot of butter left. I'm happy with this consistency right here, but we have the butter solids on the bottom, which I want to add in. That's a lot of flavor. So I'm just going to remove this extra clarified butter on top. That kind of keeps with the ratio of 2 to 3 still. Didn't quite use as much. This looks a little bit thick. Let's try it before you do anything. The reduction flavor, the tarragon, that's there. It's right where I want it. The consistency is a little bit thick. I just have some warm water to loosen it just slightly. Every sauce I like to strain before I'm done using. I have a pot right here with a strainer. Now, I've heard some chefs say that by straining it, you're knocking out the air. I don't really find that to be true. I do think, though, that it's great for if you have any baked on egg pieces in there to get all of that out. Now, we just want to taste it. Flavor-wise is good. It could use a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And then we just have our chopped tarragon. That fresh tarragon in there has an amazing smell. Now this sauce is amazing with beef. If you have a hearty fish, this could be really good with. I would lean away from the fattier fishes like salmon, a lean piece of fish, something hearty like beef, lamb. This could even go good with chicken or pork. Overall, this is a very versatile sauce and a great one to have in the back pocket. To make a sauce chiron, very simple. We have tomato paste. I actually make my own with tomatoes. So I like to use cherry tomatoes. They usually taste good year round. And into a Vitamix they go. So you want this nice and pureed. It's okay if there's a little bit of chunks in there, but we want to liquefy as much as possible. And then through a strainer into a pan, we want to get out all the seeds, all the peel. Make sure you're pushing out as much of the water out of the skins as possible. It's a lot of flavor left in there. Then I'm just gonna bring this up to a simmer and cook it all the way down nice and low heat. So because of the natural pectin in the tomato, as you reduce down the liquid, it's gonna thicken. I do this on like medium heat the whole time. Be careful though, this stuff gets really hot. Gets on your skin, it burns. Where this is right now, I feel good about it. It's still a little bit loose, but because the pan is still warm, it's gonna continue to dry out a little bit. I'm just gonna let this fully cool and it will be nice and thick and ready to use. Gonna add in some of our sauce. Now, one of the benefits with this tomato paste is normally when you have store-bought tomato paste, it has really good flavor, but it has little to no acidity. Fresh not only has really good tomato flavor, but it has really good acidity. It's very nice for finishing sauces. This goes really good with like really fatty pieces of meat. Same uses as béarnaise, but just a little bit heartier, a little bit more umami from that tomato paste. This is one of the best sauces. I wish I just had a steak right now. If you enjoyed this video, you should check out this hollandaise sauce video next.